test the impact of generative AI tools. So there are a lot of literatures that shows that there is a big impact of these tools to students. So in this case study, we use our student as our respondents. So the aim of this study is to examine the effects of AI-generated technologies on academic performance, student engagement, and provide insight on the benefits and challenges of integrating generated AI into educational practice and policies. So there are three objectives of this research. The first one is to evaluate the impact of generated AI to student, then identify potential changes in student learning patterns, then gain insight on the perspective of both students and faculty members regarding the perceived benefits, challenges, and concerns associated with generative AI integrations in educational settings. All right, so the conceptual framework here is there are two, the core factors are first is the Gen AI integrations, then the mediation process, student perceive on generative AI, then the outcome is the actual grades. Another core factor is the student characteristics, like the this considers individual factors like adoptions and learning outcomes, then perceived ease of use, then student perceptions. Then the last one is learning environment, then the learning strategies and faculty perceptions. All right, so the methodology, we use the mixed method approach. We use Google Forms to run the online questionnaires. And the secondary data is, what we did is we evaluate the grades of semesters 2022, session 1, session 2, and 2023, session 1, session 2. Then for ECE students for term-based, we evaluated the grades of term 4, 2022 to term 1, 2024. Out of the students we got, we have 102 students. And by the way, these are all second years to fourth year. We did not include the first year. There are some few first year, but they are ECE students because they have already completed term 1 this year. And we have 16 lecturers participating in the survey. So the sampling procedures, non-probability sampling, where respondents were chosen based on availability and willingness to participate. All right, so what we did here is we created a script, SQL script, run it in our database to count how many grades under distinctions for each term. Okay, so we divided into two. There's a pre-generated AI, grades under when AI was not used, then grades where AI used. Okay, so we got the percentage, total number of grades. So these are actual numbers. There's no, because we just run in a database, so all students were summarized. So what we get here is that high distinctions went down a little bit, distinctions increased a little bit, credit increased a little bit, pass a little bit decreased, failed a little bit decreased, repeaters increase actually, then the passing rate is from 76% to 79%. So our theory here is that those students here, they move up. Those students here, they move here. And some students here, they move out. So that means there is an impact of the use of generated AI by students. Generally, the mid-level grades are positive. The pass and the high distinctions are negative. This is for term-based. And this is for semestral grades. So we separate 2022 grades to 2023 grades. So there are a lot of factors regarding these grades. So basically for high distinction, again, same as is term-based, high distinction went down. And this distinction went up a little bit, slight. Then credit, no changes. But the pass percentage decreases, conceded pass increases, failure increases, then pass percentage decreases. So again, it coincides, same as with the term-based, the distinction and credit are positive, at least, and the others are negative. So it's consistent with the both ECU and IBSU. Well, one of the reasons why there's a big difference here is that when 2023, we implemented the external marking. That's why this is the result, and this one is the result. So a big difference. So what, by the way, what I did here, I remove all the students that are absent failed. Only those failed and passed are part of the data. So I filter it, we created a SQL statement that will exclude all those absent failed, exclude those who are incomplete. So only those grades pass, failed, and graded distinction and high distinctions are evaluated or summarized. So based on these two, the biggest impact here is that it proves that the generative AI helps a student to increase their grades. But if you are high performing student, most probably because the assessment that we did is a little bit, well, we understand AI works, so we try to reduce the marks because of AI. That's why the high distinctions reduces. But still, the failed student, if you are failing student, you always still fail. Even if you use generative AI tools, you still fail. But those who knows how to use it, you know, those who are passing student, those who are, I mean, if you learn something from it, that means you will pass. AI tools, these tools helps you to impact your grades a little bit, goes to the positive side. Okay, so that is the, by the way, this is the first objective. To summarize that, the impact of generative AI tools on student academic performance, I summarize it into, because our presentation is only good for a short period of time. So I did not include here in the tool study and just rely on AI. Definitely it will worsen your student life or student academic performance. Next slide. Then impact of Gen AI tools to student learning experience. So it says here, somewhat it helps them. Then make assignment much easier, 50%. So these are the positive impact of Gen AI, these tools to our student. So impact of Gen AI tools on student learning patterns says, yes, 100%, 83% says there is an impact, the positive impact on their studies. Only 13% says that there's no impact, and 6% says not sure. So objective number 2, to summarize the findings for objective number 2, it says majority of students, 36% have been using generative AI tools for less than 6 months. 72% are using ChatGPT. 94% are using free subscriptions. 70% use Gen AI tools in getting explanations and clarifications. Then 59% reported moderately improved academic performance due to generative AI tools. All right, last objective, benefits, challenge, and concerns associated with generative AI. So basically, the mostly first one here is concerned about academic integrity and plagiarism. I think that's the main issue here. We are in a university, we're in the main source of knowledge. So basically, if you are relying on it, that means you are plagiarizing, you know, the academic integrity is violated here. Then challenge faced by students in using generative tools, number 1 is, again, plagiarism issues. Although, again, in our classes, especially in programming, we encourage them to use generative AI tools, but we ask them to put the prompts above the procedures that they have coded. So that because we are teaching them also in prompt engineering. We are teaching them how to use the tool in a proper way. So that means we will try to find ways wherein these are eliminated so that they will use their analytical skills in their doing their academic work. Then perceived benefits of generative AI tools. Again, number 1 here is research. I give research and ideas. Personal learning. They can tailor your learning on what you want. Then faster feedback. I tried this one. I submitted an assignment of the student, submitted the rubrics, and asked the AI to evaluate the assignment plus the rubric that I uploaded. Provide me the feedback, provide me the grading criteria. So perfectly it provided. Only thing is what I observed is compared to what I did, it's higher than what I grade. So maybe another research can be done to test how AI marks a student compared to your manual marking. Perceived opportunities of generative AI tools. So basically, number 1, there's personalized learning. And because, the follow, in generative AI, there is what you call follow-up prompt. You ask questions, and if you're not clarified, you can follow up a prompt. And the more follow-up prompt, the better results come in. So that means provide you a personalized feedback. Research and creative explorations and teacher support forwarded. And this is where we are as a teacher. Definitely, because of this, it lessens our job. Maybe in the olden days, we prepare a learning resources. Maybe it takes 1 week to prepare. Because of AI, we can prepare it in just a day or 2 days. So see the difference. All right, for save overall view using AI. So both are positive. So which means the view of the student and the lecturer says that these are very interested and somewhat interested in the near future. So, and only few are neutral. So that again, the perceive is positive. All right, so to summarize that one, 94% of lecturers and 60% of students highlight the importance of AI in personalized learning. I think I already explained this one, so go to the next. So findings. So basically, GenAI tools have mixed impact to academic performance. The finding indicates a strong perception among students that AI-generated tools significantly enhance their various aspects of academic work. And then there is a perceived range of benefits that AI provide to our students. And limitations, the study may not account to the diverse range of individual learning styles, making it challenging to generalize the findings across the student population. And the last slide, conclusions. So the use of generative AI tools positively impact student academic performance. So overall, it provides a valuable insight into the impact of Gen AI tools on students' academic performance, emphasizing the importance of strategic implementation for leverage to benefits of these advanced technologies. So there are too many things that we can generate from this further research, like analyze effectiveness of institutional policy. I would like, maybe we have a policy in generative AI, so maybe we can analyze how effective is that policy in terms of the performance of students at the general learning outcome. Another one is to conduct comparable study on student performance and learning outcomes in courses where AI tools are encouraged versus AI are not. So I still believe that tools are provided for us, so we have to maximize it. So no one stopped us to do it. Now the point is, how effective is it? How effective our policy based on the tools that are available? Maybe those are the areas where additional research has to be conducted. And the last one, investigate the specific changes in learning patterns. Now, there are too many learning patterns has changed totally. So maybe we can investigate how this really affects the personal way of student conducts learning. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Types of clarification from your presentation. Number one, first objective. Can I see the objective? First objective.
It's the impact.
Please. Okay. My clarification is whether your presentation is concerned with, the first objective is concerned with usage of AI tool to measure the grade performance of the students, or other side, whether it is measure the impact of the usage of AI tools in teaching and learning practices.
Generally, our main objective number one is to measure their performance, comparing it from non-usage to usage.
That is AI usage in the teaching and learning practices.
No. Performance of student, not teaching practice.
Only the usage of tools in measuring the performance of the students in terms of grades. Am I correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Then next one, the straight away, whether it is a boon or ban on academic performance of the students.
Again,
whether it is a boon or ban.
Again, I would say like, it depends on the person, because again, if you look at this, there are some positive and negative. So it depends on how you view it. But for me, I view it as a positive way.
So your research says that it is a positive way. It will help the academic performance of the students.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can you move to the next slide? Next.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Victor.
Yeah.
It's a good presentation, but I have some clarifications you please provide to us. The first objective, impact of Gen AI on academic performance. when we see that impact, but there is no proper, the methodology you have, means which methodology you have applied over there to check the impact of generative AI tools on student academic performance?
I would say like no methodology, because we are getting from the secondary data itself, the real data. So as again, I said this, all the grades are with me as the digital head. So I have the capacity to access all the grades and just summarize it. So I am analyzing it through. There is no methodology to it. I'm gathering it from the real data.
So it means you are not collected any data from the students directly?
No, I collected it from our database. So again, these are from, I create, the only thing that in what I did is create a SQL statement, then go to the database, then run a script to get the total of each high distinction, then get the percentage of it. So there's no data about grades from the students in objective number 1.
You have shown that academic performance before AI and after AI.
Yeah.
But there is no much variation. Can you can you see that? Can you see there? So there is no much variation of the students' academic performance before using of AI and after using of AI.
As again, my perception is that there is a slight increase in credit, a slight increase in distinction, but decrease in pass, 2% decrease in passing, 1% decrease in high distinctions. So my theory is that these decreases went up, these decreases went here. So the middle grades are affected by the use of generative AI.
So are you going to suggest this generative AI in our institutions?
What do you mean you suggest?
Means suggesting that Gen AI is going to be helpful for the academic performance, increasing the academic performance of students in the institutions?
Can we ban students not to use it? It's already available. All of us are using it. So,
and at the same time,
one of the main takeaway from this research is that from now on, we have to analyze the content that we have, the way we deliver classes. Because of this AI thing, the one that we have done 5 years ago, we've been doing this for 10 years or 15 years, is totally different from current. They are not maybe effective because of these tools. So those are the, maybe we can some discussion later on how to improve the learning resources that we are doing. I believe that if you look at our model site and you see it, there are some things that there are some idea that from my side will introduce to improve the learning resources that yields to the use of Gen AI.
Technology can helpful to the humans.
Yes.
Technology cannot harm to the human beings. That's what we believe strongly.
Yes, it's true.
So it's in that respect, in that purview, how it is suggestible in the at the institutions level for increasing the academic performance, even for the lecturers also. You mentioned somewhere, I have seen that one of the learning practices.
I would say, like, for example, how does AI tools help us? How does AI help the student? Number one, sometimes, for example, an image, you have a difficult way of understanding the image. You just upload the image and tell, please explain for me. Boom, your explanation is bad. You have now an idea on how the image works. So it helps the student. If you have a graph, if you have a drawing, or if you have a paragraph, you tell AI to summarize in a level of English grade 6 understanding, it will provide better understanding for you.
So our brain will become drained.
No.
Usage of technology.
No. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
Just additional. Yeah, it's like being an academic, I'm tossed between two. So one thing is AI, the role of institutions for us as an institution, like an academic, is I tell my students in class that I am here to actually assess what you have learned. I'm not here to teach you in a sense. I can guide you to teach based on the curriculum, but at the end of the day, I am here to actually see whether you have digested this that was presented during the semester. That's what we all do all the time. So
yes, absolutely correct.
If we take the AI from the perspective of assessment side, then I think we cannot say that AI will improve, because where do we fit in as an institution? So that's the question. But I'm coming from there is at the post AI generated the data that you collected post AI generated, does that include that all those students that are in that category have completed the assessment based purely on AI?
No. There's no. That's no. You're thinking like as a lecturer and a student. Now you are not the only one who will guide the student. There is an AI now to support both of you to the student.